Welcome back, beautiful souls. It's the SOULdier of Light reporting for duty, and I just want to say thank you all for your continued support, your continued love. I know it's been a while since I have posted anything on my channel. I've been extremely busy. I've also, as you guys all know, that I've been on the Light Warrior Network, and I've been preparing my class that I'm teaching on a monthly basis. So if you haven't had an opportunity yet, please check out my Set Yourself Free course, and it's going to assist you in knowing your rights, taking your rights, and doing something with them to benefit yourself financially for yourself as well as your lineage that you leave behind. And we are working towards exposing these banks, exposing the corrupt judges that are there to protect the bankers and the bar. And that's what our job is to do, is to find out what's going on, to set yourself free, which is a mentality. But I just wanted to say, for the plug, if you haven't yet, I have another course coming up. I'm teaching one once a month. This is coming up this month on the 28th at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. And all the information for the course will be in the description box of this video. And I know that there's been mention on the Light Warrior Network of possibly giving a free course, or selecting somebody for a free course, which will be gifted by the Light Warrior Network. So if you haven't yet, please check it out. It's a life-changing course. I wouldn't be preparing it and presenting it to people if I haven't had successes with it myself, as well as others that are working with me. So without further ado, I just wanted to take a look. I haven't been in the news cycle. For some of you who may listen to me a little bit on Fridays on the Light Warrior Network with Jason, but I haven't been in the news cycles. I haven't listened to anything going on with politics, anything going on around the world, as far as the wars go and all the other garbage propaganda that the media likes to put out to bring us into a frequency level that is not beneficial for us or the collective in whole. So I just wanted to pull some cards. I've been out of it for a little while pulling. I've been connecting with Spirit, but just not with my tools, with the cards. So I just wanted to take a look for the whole collective, what to expect possibly for the next 2 weeks, which will put us in, since this is 12/12, I know there's a portal today. And for some of you who don't know, also 12 times 12 is 144, which is a divine number as well. So that's something that, that's the price of my course as well, is the 144. Which is amazing. So, and I also know that there's something coming up possibly on the 22nd. There's also a new movie that just came out called Leave the World Behind, which is, Barack and Big Mike Obama. They're the ones that are executive producers of that. And I'm telling you, all who is in that movie, as far as the stars go, cabal, 100%. And number two, that they're showing you Agenda 201. That's exactly what that is, the propaganda that's coming out. Creating an emergency and then creating the solution for us to divide us, to knock us out, all the things to kind of segregate us so we destroy ourselves. That's the third portion of the agenda, is create chaos and then watch us destroy ourselves, is exactly what they're looking for us to do. And then they swoop in and they give us the solution to all the problems, and what that does is take more rights away. It ushers in this new, I'm going to call it slave agenda, because it's just increasing the slave agenda portion of this whole reality that we're living in. We already are slaves. We have been for many generations. We just don't realize it. So the inevitable point that I feel that the cabal would want to go before I pull cards is getting to the point where we beg them. That's what I feel, because they've already taken over the banks. They've already taken over the law. I mean, everything is all stacked against us for a reason, so they can protect the cabal and protect their puppeteers and the people who are the handlers. The ones behind the scenes that you don't see in the public, those are the real scumbags, besides the ones that are doing their duties for them. So those are the ones that are preparing for us what they want us to do, because they have everything already beat for a long time. They've already taken this over, believe it or not. And what they want us to do, I feel, is submission. They want us to finally submit. That's what I feel like that would be the the cherry on the top on the ice cream on the sundae, or the icing on the cake, is for us to finally bow down and say, yes, yes, you are it. You are the saviors. You are the it. That, I feel, would be, they want us to voluntarily give up our strength and give up our rights, and say thank you for taking them from us. But that's not, this soldier here, that ain't happening. I'm telling you already. To the death, as I'm ready to fight for, as I mentioned before, and I hope many of you are as well. That's how we grow, and that's how we progress, and that's how we beat this thing. We have to beat it. We have to beat it individually. We have to beat it as us individuals. That will turn into for the collective by increasing your frequency. And it's a good start. No matter what that looks like, is I know you're sick of paying bills. I'm sick of paying bills. And guess what? They're already prepaid anyway. People just don't realize that. So let's use their codes and their words against them to hook them up. So I just wanted to take a look real quick. I'm going to jump off my soapbox because this is not that show for that. But I just wanted to see what the universe has in store for us for the next 2 weeks. Will take us into January of 2024. Just to see if there's anything coming. Like I mentioned, I'm not in the news cycles. I could care two shits about what they say, what they're putting out in writing and in words, because it's all lies and garbage anyway. To direct your energy. That's what this is. Everything that's presented to us is to direct your energy. So if you give it power and listen and read that, that's exactly what they're doing. They're directing it. Even without them physically directing you, that's exactly what they're doing, is because your free will is allowing it to happen. So I just want to see what my spirit guides come up with first. So let's go ahead and pull some cards. What message do you have for the collective in general for the next couple of weeks on our calendar as we know it, in this existence, in this frequency, that will take us to the end of the calendar year as we know how the calendar year ends, as far as what we've been told how it ends. So just using that frequency alone, I'm asking, what is there anything that we can expect to happen, or what can we expect as a whole for the next couple of weeks? Please and thank you for your assistance. Right now, things are kind of on a hold, it looks like. So I have the Two of Swords, so it tells me maybe also swords could be, those are fairly quick. Those could be weeks. I feel maybe within the next couple of weeks. That's what I'm asking for, is the next couple of weeks, which will take us into the first of the year. So it tells me there's some difficult decisions that are going on right now. Tells me like things are at a deadlock. So I don't know if there's a tug of war, or things are kind of a little bit of a standstill that are preparing for something maybe major going on. But it tells me there's some decisions. Things are being avoided right now. So I don't know if it's maybe some decisions of how to present this information to the public a little bit more. Maybe that's what's kind of being avoided a little bit, or maybe they're trying to figure out how to present this information. But I have the Ace of Wands next, so it tells me something new. So it tells me how they present this possibly. This maybe some decisions, as I mentioned, that stalemate that's going on right now. It tells me, there's something is coming. Something new is coming. A new project, a new could be a new system in place, a new beginning. Okay, so it tells me this is a spiritual growth is happening. Right, I feel within the next couple of weeks we're going to have a huge spiritual growth in our existence. So it tells me like there's our willpower, whatever we're willing to happen is what is manifesting. So that tells us we have to do our part. Then I have the Temperance card. So it tells me that this is something that's divine in nature. So the Temperance card tells me like we're searching for something purposeful. So it tells me like, what it tells me is we're learning faith, as I mentioned, spiritual growth. This is an opportunity for spiritual growth because we're being watched. Everything that is going on in this world, even if you think it's small or large, is being watched. And I made a comment earlier to my wife too, even these judges, even these bankers, all the ones that are stealing and doing these piracy things and frauding people on a daily basis, which is our entire financial sector, which is our entire politics system, I promise you that, and it's our entire law system is not law. Because what's legal is not lawful, and what's lawful is not legal. That's why they use legalese in these terms. So it tells me like we're searching. This is a spiritual expansion It also tells me that maybe some balance is going to start to be returned. So maybe the things are kind of shifting. And as I mentioned in my previous videos, I received a message from God very loudly when it was still warm out one night, and he said balance is being returned. That's exactly what he told me, and he showed me examples in my own personal life from past to present at the time how things were progressing. So it tells me we're searching for something deeper. This is a deeper purpose to what's going on in expansion. Then I have the Eight of Wands, so it tells me there's going to be some type of news that's going to be coming. Something's going to be communicated, and it tells me whatever this is, the 8 energies are going to start to pick up speed. So that tells me what I'm getting at is maybe there's been a stalemate, a little bit of a stagnation as far as the energies and the frequencies go with that Two of Swords, but it's starting to expand now with that Ace of Wands. It's starting to grow, and there's opportunities from this. Then I have the Temperance card. Once again, that shows searching for something, finding a purpose. That's what this is. There's a purpose to this. There's a reason why this is happening. And I have the spiritual growth. So it tells me, like, with the Eight of Wands that's next, it tells me something is going to start to flow. So that stalemate is going to start to move forward. And it's going to start to pick up speed. So I feel maybe we're going to get some downloads. Something with energy from the universe is what I feel. But it also tells me there's movement. Some type of movement is going to occur. And then I have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords tells me there's maybe some truths are going to come out. This is an energy. So there's energy coming. So it tells me there's going to be energy flowing to us as well. It also tells me that we're going to look at things from a different perspective. The perspective, I feel, is going to be changed. It's going to be altered as we move forward into this. And we're going to become more clear-minded. And then I have the Empress card. So it tells me this is part of an evolution. Things are evolving, as I mentioned. That stalemate, things are going to move, and it tells me abundance will come. It tells me growth is happening. Also tells me, like, this is because of the actions. There is action being, so there's going to be some actions that are going to be moving as we move forward. And the actions we've been taking as well, it tells me that this is what's going to help progress things how we want them. And then the Six of Swords. So this is a transition is happening. So it tells me towards the end of the year, I feel a transition is coming. It tells me like something is going to change. And that may be maybe a transition of power at the government level, the fake government, let me say, because it's not the government, it's it's a private corporation acting as government. And it tells me like there's a change coming. A change is inevitable. It tells me moving out of troubled waters possibly. So maybe some of these craziness that we've seen, as I mentioned, we're going to start to see more completions of those as we move forward, I feel, into the 2024 area. Then I have the Four of Pentacles. So it tells me maybe something financially could happen. It tells me security-wise. It tells me like there's something that's being held onto right now. It's being held onto very tightly and firmly. So it tells me it's control. So right now I feel like it's going to be regarding control, how things are controlled moving forward. So I feel like this is the battle that we're seeing, the divine battle over control of who's been holding on to things. And then I have the Page of Pentacles. So it tells me once again, manifestation. We're manifesting something. Also tells something financial possibly could be coming. That's what it's telling me, but that doesn't mean that it's going to look like how we all feel it will look like. It just tells me there's something coming, okay? And there's an opportunity for growth. So it tells me this is the desire. Our desires are starting to manifest. That's what it's telling me from the past. The deadlock and us seeing things aren't moving. Things haven't been moving. Things have been stale. So it tells me things have been stagnant. So that divine timing is taking place now. And the divine is intervening. And it tells me they're going to start to pick up speed. Then I have the King of Wands, which is my card. Anyway, and that's holding up my whole reading. So the King of Wands tells me a leader possibly. We could have something to do with a leader. Also tells me that there's something to do with remaining confident, self-confident in yourself. Tells me believe in yourself. Also tells me there's an opportunity for growth. Once again, I keep getting growth, expansion, the bigger picture. There's something with the big picture is maybe going to start to come into focus a little more as we start to go on this journey, okay? It tells me that we're going to overcome challenges. So the challenges that have been taking place, we're going to overcome them, okay? So what I'm getting, just in general, is we all been waiting for this scenario to play out. For some of us who've been following this for the last few years or so. But I feel like we've felt like we've kind of not gone anywhere. We've been stuck in this rut. We're stuck in this quicksand, basically. And it tells me, that something is coming from this. That stalemate from the past as we move forward. Here, I feel like things are going to start to pick up speed. And I feel this is a divine intervention. And I feel it could be something to do with possibly with finances. Could have something to do with that. Doesn't mean people are going to wake up one day and the whole system, we're going to all be wealthy or anything like that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is I feel there could be something financially that comes out. It also tells me like this is a transition period that's coming for the next couple of weeks. This will be a transition period for me, for all of us. And I keep getting, there could be something to do with truths and a leader that's involved. Possibly, there could be a few things. We talk about this on and off for the last few years, but I feel like we're going to start to see things progress. As I mentioned, 2024, that's an 8. So 2024 in numerology is an 8. That's a completion. That tells me like we're going to move towards that, the 8, that completion. So it tells me things are going to start to progress. So this is a transition period here at the end of this year that's going to transition us into the 2024. And we're going to start to see things from the past, that stalemate, I feel start to progress. We're going to start to see movement. And then I feel once again in 2025, we're going to see the needle move like in a good way towards the better for the entire world. I feel that we'll see a major shift because when we use the 369 principle, then 2025 would equal a 9. And if you look back through events of history, also tells me like there's something with the 369s. You look back at a lot of events that the years add up to a 3 or 6 or 9 or the dates all together. There's 369s in there. And also, I feel if you look at the 80-year theory as well, that's something that comes up every 80 years. We have some type of major event. And 2024 is an 80th year. So that tells me, once again, that's that completion. We're going to start to see things play out and come to a resolution. And then I feel we're going to move the needle as we progress through 2024 into 2025. And I feel like it will be for the betterment of all. So biggest message I've received, I haven't jumped into the news cycles I mentioned. I really appreciate you guys all for listening and for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. As I mentioned once again earlier in the video, that the course, Set Yourself Free course, is coming up on the 28th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Look for that description or look for that description in my description box of what the class is about and what it's going to cover and so on and so forth. So I hope you guys stay high vibe. I know it's difficult sometimes, and a lot of you like 2024, 2025, we're not going to make it. People are going to be dying. Well, this is the time that God is actually having mercy, which people don't realize is when these people are being removed from this realm, from death, which is not really death, it's a transition. That's God's mercy. God is giving them mercy and allowing them to ascend to the higher frequencies in the realms. So while the rest of us that are here, that are strong enough to partake in this, are here for this reason. So don't get it twisted. You chose to help this scenario, and we all have to do our part individually. Once we do that, and you set yourself free up here, because freedom is a mindset. No one can tell you what to do. Why do you think the government can stand us? And we're trading with the enemy because they can't control what they didn't create. That's why they created this fictional entity that they rape and pillage on a daily basis and make trillions of dollars. We're all billionaires. People just don't realize that. So that's why I really wanted to help teach people some of these things and setting yourself free. We have the tools. We just have to read. We have to gain the knowledge necessary so we're not useless eaters. And we can no longer be manipulated by their garbage. So please, if you can, don't listen to any propaganda, what's going on in the news cycles, what you're reading. It's propaganda. It's feeding into that narrative. If you separate yourself from there, you live your reality how you want it to be. And if it's not affecting you in your present right at the second as we speak, or you're breathing right in front of you, then it shouldn't matter to you. You should let it go. That's the biggest message that Spirit is saying, because then you're being and you're not projecting energy into a reality that you may not want. Just by feeding something. So Stop feeding this bad boy. Let's crush these fools. Let's crush these demons and these cabal members, whatever, criminals. They're all criminals. They're all pirates. And I'm telling you, they are going to be hung. I've seen this in my visions. You can call me a prophet if you want. I'm telling you, we are going to see people hang. And these judges are going to be hung for treason. These bankers and these CEOs that are knowing exactly what they're doing purposely, and they are going to be hung. Everyone is being watched right now. I promise you. Everybody. Everybody. Even the ones that think they're not being watched, they're being watched. I promise you. And you're being watched by the divine. You can't run from that. So it's time to make these little cockroaches run away. Scatter them and shine your light. So that's how we beat them. Stay strong. Stay high vibe. And stay in tune with yourself. Not in tune with anyone else, because they create your reality then. Stay in tune with yourself, and what you feel you should do is what you should do. There's never the wrong answer. It's all part of progress. So I love you all once again. I hope that this message and this reading resonated with you all. Check us out on Friday. I'll be on there Friday coming up here with Jason on the Light Warrior Network. And I want to thank you guys for your support over there as well. So hope you guys all have a great evening for the rest of your evening. Stay high vibe. I love you all. SOULdier of Light, out.